So today I'm going to show you how to quickly create some submasters that retain both the color mixing functionality, clean color mixing, and the bump button. So to do that, we're going to first select all of our fixtures. So I'm going to go channels 1 through 94, and then I'm going to select color at 0, enter, and I'm going to record this as a preset. And I'm going to make that preset 100. And I've labeled that preset home no color so that I know that that has no information recorded on all of these lights. And then what you have to do is you have to go into your system setup and make your home preset that preset number. So I'm going to make that 100. That's the home position of all my fixtures now. Then you want to go into blind and set up your submaster. So we're going to say our next sub is going to be 81. So we'll say sub 81, enter, sub 82, enter, sub 83, enter, sub 84, enter. And the reason I'm doing this is because I know that the parameters on my particular lighting fixtures that I'm controlling are red, green, blue values. So what I'm setting up here is an intensity, a red, green, and a blue submaster. So this is going to be for our side lighting. So I'm going to say label sub 81, side intensity. Then I'm going to say label side red, side green, side blue. And then I'm going to go back, and in blind, I have to be in the table to see this. I know that these lights are 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, and 56. So I want 51 through 56. So if I go to my blind table, I'm going to say channel 51 through 56. And then I'm going to say intensity at full, enter. And now I've captured that information for the side light intensity submaster. Then I'm going to select Submaster 82, and I'm going to say channels. Once again, click on my blind table, will be in that table, 51 through 56, red at full. This way I'm capturing only the red color information in that particular submaster. Same thing for Submaster 83. Click in blind, 51 through 56, green at full. And then I'll do it one more time for the blue. Blind table, 51 through 56, blue at full. Now I can go back to live and basically say Submaster 81 and load that onto my sub. I'll do the same thing. Sub 82 load, sub 83 load, sub 84 load. Now I have them all loaded. If I go to my live magic sheet, you can see I have everything here, and it's got the notes showing. You can turn that on and off when you're setting up the fixtures if you want. And basically, if I were to bring this up, notice my side lights, nothing happens because I don't have the intensity up. So now the intensity is up. Notice they're still not loading with a color. But once I do my red, now they all come alive. There's my red lighting on the side. If I want to color mix that with some green, I get my orange. If I take that out, I get back to my green. And now if I want to bump that, I can do that. I can bump green by taking the intensity down, bump it. So if I want a rock show, I could create offsets of these with odds, evens when I'm setting up these looks in the Submasters, lay them out on my pages, and you are good to go. If I want to color mix for a theatrical show, I can do this, record my cue, get my look, and it's that simple. Hopefully this helps you out and demystifies how to preserve the bump functionality and still have a clean color value when you're bringing up your Submaster. Now, here's another tip on how I will create this same look and modify it. So now that we've got our side lights done, maybe I only want to record and control one side at a time so I can bump back and forth between the two sides with different colors. So this is how I would do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into my Submasters, and I got to think about my layout here. I'm thinking, all right, this takes up 4 channels, so I'll probably change it and put it on this one here on page 10 and create the two. This is all of them. So I'm going to do the 2 groups, one then the other on Submaster page 10. So that would make it 91 where my starting Submaster is. So I'm going to copy my subs. So I'm going to say Submaster 81, copy 2, or Submaster 81 through 84, copy 2, 91. And now I'm going to relabel this. I'm going to call it stage right S for side intensity, just so that the label on my console shows as much as I can get in there. So that's going to be my naming scheme now. So I'm going to say SR S red, and do it one more time for the blue here. And if I go into this one and I look at the table, we can see we've got everything selected here. Because I know that, let's see, I just double check my magic sheet here. It's the odds, 51, 53, 55. So I'm going to want the evens and I want to turn them off. So the easiest way to do that is go 51 through 56. And then I want to offset the evens. And then I want to basically close the offset. I'm done selecting that and make them null. That turns it off essentially and hit enter. Now I've cleared those values. And it's that simple. I can now go back to my next sub and I do the same thing. Make sure I'm clicking in the blind table, 51 through 56. Select them. Offset, and then I want to choose even, close that, make it null, 51 through 56, and then you say offset, even, make null. And then I want to basically do the same thing for the blues. So we'll go back to the blind table, 51 through 56. Go to offset again. and make it even. And make them null so they're gone. And then the next thing we can do is do the same thing, but I'm going to be clever with this. I'm going to go back to my original set, 81 through 84, and copy that to my 97. So that way it's even. That's why I'm skipping to the middle two. Basically, it's the end and the end on that row of Submasters. So it just lines up physically on the console. Therefore, if I go to Submaster 81 through 84, copy to 97, SL for stage left, S intensity. That stands for stage left side intensity, because these are the side lights. And now if I go back up here, check with the magic sheet, just to show you visually, we know this is the even, so this time I'm going to select the odds and just turn them off. So if I go back to my Submaster look here, I'm going to select this, go to my blind table, 51 through 56, and I want to offset the odds. Close display offset and make them null. And now I'll just go back to my next one. Do the same thing here. And what I'm doing is I'm typing 51T56 using some shortcuts here. We're going to do the odds. And now we can lay that on our fader page. So if I go back to live, I'm going to put in starting with 91 through 94. So if I go back to live, sub 91, we're going to load that there. Sub 92, sub 93, sub 94. Then we're going to skip to, we're going to say sub 97, sub 98, sub 99, sub 100. And now let's test how it works. So if I bring up the stage right sides, bring up the stage left sides, I should be able to bump these values. Yep, there it is. There it is. I can color mix. If I take that down, I can even bump them with those colors. And that is working pretty well.